welcome to Lifestyle. I'm Denise Simons, your host, and this is a show about bringing life into your home and helping you create your style. And we do it all by giving you tips and inspiration and resources right here in Middle Tennessee to create it all. Well, you're invited to stay with us to get a lesson on accessorizing with Bonnie Jones of Decorating Den Interiors. She says using odd 3s, 5s, and 7s, using odd numbers really creates a pleasing look, and she's going to give us a demonstration. And David Walker is here with Fixture World. They've been providing all the major hotels with the hospitality furniture for over 30 years. You won't believe these beautiful chairs that they created for the Beacon Hotel in South Beach. We'll be showing that, and I bet you will recognize some of their furniture right here in Nashville. We'll be talking to him. But first, Company East Design, they are at it again. I just saw their sign go up in a yard. They've got the dumpsters, and they're rehabbing another house. If you're rehabbing a house right now and you need inspiration, I think you found it. Take a look. The attractiveness of your home from the road is called curb appeal. Many times people will spend lots of money on remodeling the interior of the home, but they don't think of the aesthetics outside. And that was the case with this house before Roger and Peggy of Company East Designs gave it some much needed attention.
This was another ranch gone bad. Originally this house was a 1950s brick ranch, and at some point several years ago, somebody decided it needed to be a European style house, and they stuccoed the exterior, added a large front porch on it, and put a big forward-facing gable on the house, which didn't seem to belong. The original roof had hipped roof design. So
little Roman columns.
Yeah, small, out-of-scale Roman columns. Paint colors were poor.
Very outdated and faded.
Right.
And what we decided to do, actually the stucco was a blessing, as it turns out, because we were like, we just have to run with this Mediterranean vibe. So we decided to, build the large scale columns, the square columns, and really do a modern Mediterranean house a la Miami.
Roger and Peggy love to put their modern twist on a home.
One of the first doors that we did was a house where we had done the barnwood on the chimney. We actually incorporated that into our front door, again by using a solid wood door slab to start with, and then we added a raised panel covered in stainless steel, and then did a panel on top of that of the barnwood. Another door that we did had a beautiful stone, random stacked stone facade on the entry. And in incorporating that, we used the solid wood door and cut rectangular openings and inserted glass in that, just at a random pattern. That actually ended up leading to our second renovation.
Right.
Despite the fact that it was condemned and ready for demolition, we walked through and found some beauty somewhere underneath all that. It had 10-foot ceilings, and we just...
It was straight out of Hoarders, for one. I mean, there was a little path that we had to wind through to get through this house, and it stunk to high heavens.
Being a shotgun house, though, it wasn't what you typically think of in a shotgun-style home. I mean, this house really had no details, no character. It was just a 12-foot wide house, 50-foot long on the lot. So where else to look for inspiration to do the house than New Orleans?
Plus, we also found these salvage shutters that were like about 100 years old, and they were really in great condition, and they're the full length of the window and the door, and they're actually operational like the hurricane shutters, and so that very much mimics that New Orleans shotgun style, to have those.
From industrial to retro and rustic themes, their attention to detail and custom design give this home a unique vibe and plenty of curb appeal. Take a look at the transformation. Here are a few things to consider when creating curb appeal. First, the roof. Changing out this roof from a single tab brown one that was rather basic and opting for an architectural slate European style roof in black gave lots of texture, and the shingles mimic the curves of clay tile. Next is the paint. This is the least expensive change you can make, but it's the largest. From a tiny swatch to big results. This stucco in cool white is refreshing. And remember the end caps? They were once an eyesore, but now in this beautiful gray, they become a focal point. Now for the landscaping and mulch. Trees and shrubs really soften the hard lines of a house and really bring in a lot of color and foliage. Check with your local nursery and they can tell you what is low maintenance and that you don't have to trim a lot. And don't forget about the mulch. Mulch can add a lot of texture and color. This black mulch looks great with the roof. And one of my favorites is pine needles. It's kind of a reddish brown color, also great texture. Now for the porch. Before, the ceramic tile, the Roman columns, and the roof pitch all needed to be updated. Take a look at the slight change in the roof. Isn't it amazing how small changes can give big impact? The new columns are big square stucco blocks. They're the right size and scale for this house, and it gives it a Mediterranean look. Now remember those 12 by 12 pink tiles from before? Well, they've been replaced by these large 24 by 24 slate gray ceramic tiles, and they're bordered in a mosaic tile in glass, stone, and slate. This really gives a great look and a magical look to this porch. Now for the most important factor of curb appeal, that would be the door. And this one does not disappoint. It is eye-catching and one of a kind.
We had 36 2.5-inch holes cut in the door. We had a local place here cut us 36 2.5-inch stainless steel tubes and inserted that into those holes. On the outside of the door, we had square blocks cut from oak plank, and then our contractor mortised the back of those. And we found some art glass here at the local hobby store and inserted that into the back of these wood planks and then attached them to the front of the door. So not only do you get beautiful look on the outside of this door, but the inside of the door is just as special.
It's stunning. The people who live here are going to love this house because no matter where you are, you're going to get to see all the beautiful colors of this glass coming through.
Here are a few tips for your curb appeal makeover. First, new paint. It's the least expensive thing you can do, but it makes a big impact. You might want to consult a designer or consider a reputable paint company who's done a lot of research on what colors are best for the outdoors. Remember, you don't want your small swatch to become a big mistake. Landscape. Add a few plants and shrubs to soften the edges around the house, and don't forget the mulch. Porches and doors. Consider ceramic tile with a mosaic border for a wow factor, and don't buy a basic door. Find an interesting door in wood, metal, or glass, or create your own. And don't be surprised if you turn a few heads from neighbors passing by. Well, coming up, do you have a bookcase or a living room you need to accessorize? Well, Bonnie Jones of Decorating Den Interiors is going to give us a demonstration. And then we're going to talk about hospitality furniture for the South and for the Yankees. That's coming up right after the break.